Hello. Good. That's working now, hopefully. Welcome to the stream. We're back here in Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is still in early access, of course, and received some VR last week. And it was a little buggy. A little bit. Yeah. Scotchy. But the devs have already put out a hotfix that is aimed just at addressing the bugs in VR. So it's basically the early access 0.21 VR hotfix, which is what I've got in here now. And we're going to go over that. Before I do that as well, some quick announcements, of course. If you're not subscribed, then please subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Also, we're very, very, very close. I think we're at, well, last time I looked, we was at 489 subscribers. And once I get to 500, there will be a little giveaway. And the little giveaway is going to be some physical copies of Persistence for the PSVR, which is due to get some updates very soon. Really good game for the PSVR. Lots of playability, and they're adding even more playability with some new modes that should entertain and keep people entertained. One being the glass cannon, which you can see my interview with one of the devs on my main channel in 360 from EGX. So you can go check that out if you want to get some details from the devs about glass cannon, different things like that, and Persistence. Really good, procedurally generated kind of space combat-y type thing, not in space, but you have to make your way through a ship and blah, blah, blah. It's really good, basically. So there will be details about that giveaway once we get to 500 subscribers, which means then the next goal will be 1,000. So we'll be halfway to the initial goal of 1,000 subscribers, which would be amazing. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. And if you haven't, what are you doing? Subscribe. Okay, let's get on with this and see what they've done. So, Assetto Corsa Competizione EA 0.2.1 VR hotfix. So, basically, they've enabled some basic keyboard controls for the UI. VR fix of the wrong camera scaling that made the 6 degrees of freedom appear not to work correctly. So, that's kind of working. Basically, if you moved your head one way, it would kind of seem like it was stuck in place, and it had some weird effects on scaling for different people. So that's now fixed. Apart from in one of the loading garage bits. Just saying. Sorry. Already. They've also added the possibility to look left and right on current car and during replay, and that's not only for the player car. Added the possibility to center the view in VR by holding look left or right or back or cycle left and right in the UI keys for like 2 seconds. But I actually did set a button already to do that, because they did actually have a button that was dedicated for doing that you could set outside of VR. Fixed HUD not updating electronic values after the car setup. So that could be good. Kind of essential, really. Fixed car selection page. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but I'll take the word on it. Fixed pit stop casually affecting the wrong car. Okay. Fixed gamepad vibrating when paused. Well, that's okay, because I don't have a gamepad plugged in, because I have a G29, so it has all the gamepaddy-like stuff on there. What else have we got? Different loading mode for some sound assets. Fixed ambient sounds, not paused during slow motion replays. Better timing for the start-stop music, which I've got the music turned down because of copyright issues that can crop up, obviously. Events, whatever, optimization, some event optimization things. Tweaks to sounds, distance, for like different events and stuff. The rolling start is now default in every realism preset. Fixed slow AI in very wet conditions due to wrong detection of puddles. So that's apparently where I've had issues of playing in the rain, and you'll have the cars just go to an almost complete stop at some very odd points on the track, and you'll slam into the back of them, while there'll be another car that will happily go along at full pelt and ram you straight into them. So that's hopefully fixed. And the AI should hopefully be behaving. We'll find out. Flames and sparks are now rendered in internal cameras in the focus car to avoid unwanted flashes. Okay, not one I noticed. Fixed offset values not refreshing when the camera is changed while in view settings page. Okay. And they've got like tweaked mandatory pit stop and added pit window length time of 5 minutes and fixed possible crashes after 30 minutes. That's a good thing. You don't want them crashing out on you after 30 minutes. But we're going to try and get on with this. Another quick note, because Dash is being weird today and not allowing me to pull my chat out of the dashboard and place it over there, because it obviously did something weird as soon as I tried to start things. But we'll just get on with everything else and see how that goes. Let's get started, shall we? So we can see my lovely Lamborghini there. I like a Lamborghini. And what we're going to do, you can't see the menus still, so I can see the menus. You guys can't. I'm going to have a little bit of a look here. Let's test out, first of all, the whole AI business in the rain. So, it's going to be a rather miserable looking day in a moment. Let's go for
Spank
that.
the Monkey One says, "Evening."
Hello. I'm not going to comment about the name. Just leave that monkey alone. What did the monkey do to you? I'm not going to comment on that one. But, yeah, that's fun. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yes.
Spank the Monkey One says, "I won't NT."
Oh, that is... Oh. Yeah. No. Oh, God. This is going to be a funny stream. I can just feel it already. Right, okay, let's,
Spank the
we're going to put a storm in.
Says, "Blame the wife."
Ah, so that's what she said, was it? Okay, we're going with that one. Oh, boy. Oh, doshio. Okay, let's, do this. But welcome to the channel, by the way. I know that I haven't actually heard comment from you before. You may have been in the channel, but I haven't heard comment from you. So welcome. Likes are appreciated, subscribes, and there'll be a giveaway soon. But let's start this thing. Start button. So they've also put up a new VR shortcuts menu thing before going in. And unfortunately, most of those are keyboard typed. Now, that actually means that my keyboard is actually right the way over there. So everybody else is going, keyboard support, keyboard support. For me, it's not a good thing because the keyboard is too far for me to get. But we're going to find out if these cars are going to totally do the weird braking thing. Be aware, I am not... I'm very new to the sim racing world, as in hardcore sim racing or of any type. But
Albert Notchweiser says,
No mouse support yet, I heard.
oh, I'll have to read that. I don't think mouse, but there is keyboard support. But my mouse is even further than my keyboard, so... because it's right on the other side. Though I could pull the mouse this way, but... no, not that I'm aware of. But I've got most of the things that I really need set up on my wheel anyway, so... but there is key... you can at least use the keyboard as well there. Right. Let's get on with the race and get into a car.
Here we go. Remember that the race is long.
The other thing is, there is actually a great big thing that goes over my face
Alright, there is some rain in this session,
when
so
they've
watch out
got
for
the
some curves.
attention
Remember to
sign up. And apparently you're supposed to be able to get rid of it by pressing F2. I tried it earlier and I couldn't. So that's one to fix. I really want to get rid of that thing. But I'll live with it for now.
Green light, go, go, go.
This weather is insane. It does look brilliant. Yeah, I'm sideways. I wiped everybody out. That's like, if that's bowling, then I am the true frat. It's a good job. All the damage is turned off. We'll just restart that because that was bad of me. I wasn't sure where I was on the track. Right. Oh, but that feels amazing.
Alright,
Okay.
remember, the race is long. Watch out for traffic, and remember our target is B10. Repeat, B10. Alright, we have some wet conditions. Watch out for curves and exit, and remember to brake early.
You said remember to brake early. I didn't brake early enough, obviously. And it's in the wet. I mean, this is proper wet. And already? Okay. It's a good start to a stream. It's a good start to a stream. What am I doing? I've been thinking about too much. I'm a little excited on that. Nearly 500 subscribers, so yeah, soon there will be a giveaway, which will be the Persistence. For the PSVR, 2 physical copies.
Monkey 1 says,
What VR hotfix did they implement?
It's mostly about the UI and
Right, this is a
the
long race session. Watch out,
keyboard
remember that our target
settings
is B10.
and
Repeat, position 10. Alright, we have some
the
wet
car
conditions.
setup,
Remember that curves are
saving
slippery. Watch your brake distance.
things that you've actually done to the car setup to update the in-car LCD panels and things like that, so that actually shows the proper settings, like if you were to set the
Green light, go, go, go.
the traction control settings and things like that, which you couldn't pre-set up the car before. They'd still broke really early back there, for my mind. It's really hard to see in here, obviously. Oh, sorry, dude. And I'm gonna go off. Dreadful starts. Oh, come on. What am I doing? Right. It's extra slippy. Right, let's get this right.
Spank the Monkey 1. Thanks for following.
Thank you for the sub. That should be 490. We're nearly at that 500. And I just went straight off again. I like I said, I'm rather happy with that. That's cool. Right. Just gonna do a practice lap because I haven't actually done any driving at all today. So, oh, that's slippy. That's so slippy. Oh, something's changed drastically. It's like extra slippy today now. It seems like extra slippy. Let's just get my head in, take it nice and easy. Don't do anything silly.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
And we'll figure this out. Yeah, it's so hard to see. I mean, you can see the sheen on this raceway.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
From the water. It does look spectacular, but
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
oh, it's a dodgy car. I mean, Lamborghinis can chew you up and spit you out at the best of times. But on a track like this, yeah. No, it's like ice. It really is being like ice. Oh my god. Alright, let's restart there. Okay. We can do better. I can do better. I can do better. One of the things I'm just going to go over for anybody else as well in terms of the setup options. So I've just gone into my current setup. So I'm just going to look at what the wet preset is. You can't see this screen. I'm just sort of like wondering if I can change the electronics. I'm doing something very silly. I'm actually turning the traction control and ABS down, and we'll see if that actually saves, because the load save button thing was not seeable there. So we'll see. And yes, it has. So that is now taken. So I've gone from 8 till 7. Look at those back up there.
Repeat, B10. Alright, conditions are wet. We have some slippery curves, and also watch out for your braking distance. green light. Go, go, go.
Did you see him swerve? That was a bit scary. Wow, he super braked hard than me. And again. Oh, wow. Who's ramming me? Okay, let's just do this from the back. That's fine. Concentration here. Yeah, they're no longer braking as far back. They used to be braking way back there, and now they're actually braking in what is probably a reasonable place. They used to have a funny braking point here on the right as well, and they would stop. No, it's the next one, not this corner, but the corner after, where they would brake really early. We'll see if they brake in an odd spot here. So they would brake around about there, and the AI would come to a complete standstill, and then it would speed up again, which they haven't done here so far, so that's good. Wow, this car can just destroy you in a second. We'll catch up again. Hopefully come off there a bit, because otherwise I'll just continue moving straight. Oh, I don't know what's gone on, but this is extra slippy now. I think we'll change car. Let's see what happens with the Bentley boat. Let's try the Bentley boat, because that's just not happening. Let's try the Bentley boat in there. The Bentley's always more stable than the Lamborghini, so there's the Bentley. I want slightly different colours. We'll have that one. There we go. We'll try this with the Bentley and see how that goes. Okay.
Alright, remember, the race is long. Watch out for traffic, and remember our target is B10. Repeat, B10. Alright, there is some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
It's appropriate to have a Bentley boat for such weather. You're going to drive in absolute wet, then it may as well be a boat that you're driving.
Green light, show them where you go.
The steering feels so light at the moment. Bit of traffic there. Let's see if I can actually make it round here. Oh, I'm sorry about my dreadful driving today. We should try and get better.
Brent again says, this view is AIDS.
Sorry? Boom. Yeah, no. Right, let's just try and get around the entire thing here, because I'm doing terrible today. In the rain, it's just not happening. That was better than the Lambo, but yeah, I'm driving terribly. Still have to watch this corner because this is where I was coming off on the Lambo a lot. That's better.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Still wants to slide so much, this car at the moment. Gotta be so careful in the wet here. We're gonna come out of the wet conditions and try some racing in the dry. I've still got to learn the other track, the newer track, which is Misano, which is more of a usually a motorbike track, I believe, than a car-based track. Okay, that was nicer. Lift off the gas a bit there. A lot slower than you'd be through, but not slow enough. Normally, because normally you'd be going through there in fourth.
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go for some dry conditions, but at least we confirmed that the AI is not braking in the same very bad places that it was. Where it was braking really early before the corners to an almost standstill, and you would just end up smashing into the backs of them. And you also had some that would be flying off down the track at full pelt at the same time as the ones that were stopping to a full standstill, so that's a relief.
Alright, the race is over. Good job, mate. You did your best. Bring it back to the pits. Well done, mate. Your fastest step so far.
Okay. Mirror in here is huge. Absolutely huge. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the rain out of the equation and see if they've changed something here. What was happening in here before was you'd try and move around and you wouldn't be able to move around too much. This part of the garage seems to be okay. The part in the corner there where I tried earlier where they load you into a corner still has clipping, and it still felt like it's not going to let you move out of the bounding box, so it still felt like you're being trapped in a 3 degrees of freedom hell. If you moved into the room, that will be a different thing, but then you'll be straight through the menu. Of course, you can actually move menus back, which you can't actually see on the stream at the moment. But that's involving the control key and the arrow keys. There's other key presses with the control shift, I think, and the arrow keys and a few other bits there. Right, let's change this weather out. Make it nice and clear. I just want to confirm that I'm not totally losing it. Like I say, I'm not that good a driver anyway. But the rain was definitely a little bit... I don't like that colour, actually. I want a different colour than the green. There we go. I want the blue. We're just going to start that straight off. Yeah. So, yeah, apparently the Cycle HUD help commands list is supposed to be F2 as well. So it's good they get those things to work for people that do have keyboards right by their equipment. I do like that it's showing initiative and a commitment to VR. I'll have a bit of a look. I'm going to see if I can push something in the video settings up on the next one. For some reason it now seems a little bit more blurry, but hey, could be that I need to actually clean out my lenses a little bit, but that's okay. Right, back, start. So here we are with morning start.
Alright, mate, remember that this is a race session. Watch out, and remember that our target is P10. Repeat, position 10.
We're back here in the Lambo. Steering's feeling really light again. Lighter than it was previously before the fix. I hope they haven't messed up the force feedback on me. No, that feels okay. Oh, that's cheeky. Like, really cheeky. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wow. the AI seems to be a little higher than me. I know I normally have the AI set about 80 at the minute because, like I said, I'm not that bad. Good. Not that bad. I almost said the opposite of what I am. I'm not that good, so I was wanting to have them a little easier to show you what things are like, but oh, I should never touch that curb. That one's okay. Should be able to get through here on full. All those sparks flying as well. Almost forced him off the track.
Yellow flag, be careful. Well done, mate. Personal best.
Beat him into the corner. Almost. Oh! I touched the rear of him there. That was not good. Sort of recovered there, just about. The force feedback is still good. It's feeling a bit weaker than it was before. Don't know what that's about. Whoa! Touch the curb. It's really is actually very touchy at the minute. It wants to skid out really easily. That's with traction control and ABS. We'll speed up. That was almost a bit dodgy, a bit too dodgy.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front.
That was better.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Starting to get a... Well, I was going to say I was starting to get a bit better there, and then I messed that corner up dreadfully, and I don't want to mess this up because I'm talking. There we go, think about it. That's better. Now, of course, if you're coming to this, a lot of people are going to have frame rate issues. I know Gamer Muscle put out a thing saying, oh, put your resolution up to 200%. I could not get 200%. It basically brings the entire system to a standstill and was terrible. So take that with a grain of salt, go to what you can. But I would definitely say aim for basically 45 frames per second with asynchronous spacewalk turned on. A little fast. Oh, that's close. So you want to keep that 45 frames with the asynchronous spacewalk. As an idea. Because otherwise you're going to find you will have an unsmooth ride. You want to keep it obviously as smooth as you can.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
So you want to keep that frame rate as consistent as possible. Basically, anything above 45 is good. You can obviously see what my utilization is. I wish I could see it here, but as I was trying to start the stream, something went weird and funny, and it stopped me from using my dash properly. Otherwise, I'd be looking at that as well, or trying to. But I'm seeing that's probably a good thing that it isn't working, because my driving today basically sucks. Okay, let's quit out of there, and we'll take a look at some of the other things. So, I've also tried to push my the words are escaping me today. I will have a look at the actual menu, and then I'll be able to tell you. Oh, this is what has been as well. Watch this. So you can see there is a definite clipping angle there, and I do this, and that is one of the things that they're supposed to have fixed. And in here, this bit, it's not fixed. Apparently it's to do with scale. I don't know why, but that's not working right. So in this loading screen, which has had issues, I'm just going to say straight away, get us away from this door. Being next to this, the garage door and the corner of the room, it's just dreadful. I mean, there is a guy in behind here. You can't see that person from the menus. So that looks awful. You guys can see him. There. I've got a great big menu stuck in front of it, and I'm stuck in a corner and having this feeling of 3 degrees of freedom. So that's not very good for VR, because that's a recipe for people feeling weird motion stick before they've even got into a race. So that one's not fixed. In-car, in-game, that's where the true concentration needs to be, of course, but every bit of polish helps. It's in early access, obviously, so we can accept, you can accept these sort of things, but as they move forwards, we hope that all of these will be more fixed and resolved. I'm just gonna, my lenses are looking a bit funny there. Let me just do some quick maintenance. Something has smudged my lenses, so I'm going to unsmudge them. Always have, obviously, your lens cloths or lens pens at the ready. These are necessary things for VR, because there's lenses. Plenty of lenses in my case, because I've got prescription lenses inside here as well. And just as a bit of advice when you're doing that with the cloth, use your little finger inside. Small circles. Small circles from the inside outwards, gentle. It's the same principle of cleaning camera lenses. Small circles from the inside moving outwards. There are some people that say move inwards, and it's like, no, that's not what you want to do, because if you try and move from the outside in, you're picking all the dirt up off the edge, and you're moving it and spreading it all around the lens. You move from the centre to the outside, and it pushes all that dirt to the outside. Okay. Welcome to the stream if you're here, by the way. You can chat in chat and whatever you like there. If you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them. And they should hopefully be able to, I should hopefully be able to hear those in things there, so, you know. That's a bit better. Though the God rays are well and truly back. Yay! Right, let's see. What do I want? So, just for info, what I'm running at the moment is a resolution scale of 150. I've got a view distance of mid, I've got shadows low, anti-aliasing is mid, temporal. Don't bother with FXAA if you're going to use any of the anti-aliasing. The effects are set to high, the post-processing is set to high. I like the effects on high for the rain because it looks really good. That's that when you go to high you get the windscreen effects and stuff like that. The post-processing I feel gives you, when set to high, that gives you the best colour, the most realistic colour. So there's not much of a difference between the colour between high and epic, but it does do that quite nicely there, and I didn't find when I was, since my overall aims were 45, it didn't really make too much of a difference between mid and high to me, so that's there. Sharpness is at 300. I haven't really noticed that making huge difference between anything. Foliage, I'm not a botanist, so I've got that on low. Textures are high because, hey, textures do matter. And I've just got the frame limit set at 45 because I'm aiming for 45 full stop. And I have the mirror quality set to low, so I still see updates. They're not completely turned off, because I'd like to be able to use the mirrors in the car. Okay, and obviously things like there's an opponent's visibility. I've got that set to all. That reduces, obviously, how many opponents can be seen at the same time. So if you had it set to 3, you would only ever be able to see 3 other cars on the track, which can become difficult if you've got a crowded track. But it's there, obviously, to try and help frame issues, but I haven't seen much of a performance drag in between having all of the cars on there and a lot less. Motion blur, I've got disabled because it's VR. Motion blur doesn't really do good. And saturation is 100%. Okay, anyhow, let's get on with some gaming. I'm just going to try the other track. I'm going to turn the a little assist on for me, because basically, no, not the assists. Wrong word. The HUD elements. So, is it the HUD? No. General. Language. No. Here's somewhere. Let's see. Ideal line. I'm going to turn the ideal line on, because I don't know the Misano track enough yet, so I'm still learning it, so having the ideal line highlighted is very helpful to me. But let's try this. Single race. We're going to the Misano World Circuit in Italy. And we'll just stick with the Lambo because I like a Lambo. Plus, it's an Italian car in Italy. Okay. So, welcome to Misano. I'm going to wait for some of the assets to load in. Some have said that it's actually good when you're first coming in because it dynamically loads some of the assets from the looks of things. To make sure that it's a little bit of runtime so that it loads enough assets and then doesn't go and start trying to get them in. It also gets a nice little view around the track. The pit lane. It all looks nice. Obviously, the tracks are laser scanned. Ooh, flying view. It does look very, very pretty. Let's get to it. Okay. We'll have the familiar...
Remember that the race is not won in the first corner. Watch out, and remember that our target is B10. Repeat, position 10.
The familiar green chevrons, which stand up in the distance and then they flatten down.
Green light, go, go, go.
And already I'm spinning because I hit someone. And we've got dust on the screen. Oh, wow. Okay, restart. I told you I didn't know it. Wow. It's all about the practice. Okay.
Alright, remember, the race is long. Watch out for
See,
traffic. And remember, our target is B10.
yeah, we've still got this stupid rolling start big message that's slapped right in my eyes that I can't get rid of. So it's doubled up as well. So it's a HUD element that's doubled up. Unfortunately, you can't see it on the stream there, but I can, and it was hella bad.
João Vitor Pimentel Costa says, I am from Brazil. João Vitor Pimentel Costa
Hey,
says,
from Brazil.
Really?
Nice to have you in the channel. Thank you for popping by. You've got some nice tracks in Brazil as well, actually. I'm afraid I do not know how to speak Brazilian. But that was quite a name as well. I'm not going to attempt that one, I'm not going to lie. But it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining. Okay, so you can go flatter out through that corner. Oh, I'm going to come off there. Almost. Okay, this seems like it's not quite as optimized as the Nuremberg. Nuremberg? Why did I say Nuremberg? Yeah.
Vitor Pimentel Costa says, I not mostly Fingal.
Well done, mate. Your fastest step so far.
It's okay. Google Translate does all sorts of things for us, doesn't it? It's okay. Good. No. Not my driving, though. My driving is very bad.
We are at the halfway mark. Still a long way to go.
There is a long way to go, obviously, I still think, in this game for optimization. I still have some great hopes for it in the future. If they can get the game engine optimized nicely enough to have this resolution pumped up, especially in a card like I'm running here, which is the RTX 2080 Ti. That would be great. It may be more processor dependent as well, this game, from what I've seen on my stream, but there's some information obviously. Oh, I can push that harder. Okay, your right-hander, third, and then down into first. No, second. Second is okay. No, down into first because you want the RPM out the other end. Back up off there a little bit. Oh, I do like the way the light in this game is looking wonderful. And hopefully the RTX can be brought to bear as well later. We're wanting to see what RTX does for VR, and I don't know if they're using more of the VR works side of NVIDIA's APIs within Unreal Engine 4. I'm hoping they are, because it's supposed to help a lot with render loads and things like that. I know that that's what's being used on another game, In Depth, which is being worked on by a French developer whose name I forgot, begins with an S. I do like that game. In Depth, it's a good one, which is also procedurally generated like the Persistence is. So you have pretty much a nice even keel of lots and lots of variety to keep you going. Oh, that's quite a fast section. You can keep, yeah, I should be able to keep faster there.
Give it all you can.
And braking point, third, down into second, coming down into first across this turn point. I was a little bit too fast into that. Second. And brake down there. If you're very good, you could probably get through there in second and still keep some of the RPM on.
Good job. You did the best you could. Take it easy in the lab. Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
So that's been my personal best. You can't see it up here, but we've got a consistency meter up on the overlay to see different things there, and that's kind of cool. I'm just going to take a look at the chat for a moment. So, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, apart from maybe I could probably go, I guess it's Julio? Julio Victor. Welcome to the stream, thank you for being here. All the way from Brazil, that's really cool. Glad to have you in chat, though obviously, like I said, I can't speak Brazilian, but you can't speak English as well, but that's okay. But pleasure to have you here. Hit the likes, you know, thumbs up is good. We like thumbs up, and if you don't like, you can always hit the thumbs down, of course, but that's going to make me cry. The Google eyes will cry. They won't, because they don't have tear ducts, but you get the idea. We like the positivity. Okay, so this is the other circuit. I did terrible, as I was expecting, but that wasn't too bad. We did spin out once and was getting there. Now, performance-wise, I was feeling that was quite good. Let's take a quick look at oh, I know what I should do. We're gonna just get to know the lap a little bit more. I'm just gonna change a couple of settings quickly. I'm gonna come back to this same circuit. I'm gonna push a couple of the settings up a bit so that we can improve the graphic quality a little, maybe more. I don't know. It feels a little bit on edge, but I'm just gonna push the the settings up and see what's happened there. See if I can push it any more. And we're going to go in and try something to show you the time of day systems going over while I'm learning this track a bit on more of a solo play. So I'm going to push the video settings up a bit more. We're going to push it up to 170 on the resolution scale and see what that feels like, and if I think it is doable, then we'll try that in there with a full grid of cars. Okay. Which I was racing there with 15 opponent cars, by the way. So a grid of 16 in total. Oh, I can already see frame stuttering. So, I turned that up to 170 and the frames have started stuttering. That's not a good sign. So I think 150 was okay. We'll try 160 in a moment, see if that will be okay in frame rate, or if it's going to nosedive on the performance. But we're also going to change my race type. So, we're going to go with this, the practice, and I'm going to put a time multiplier on here, so that you get to see a transition between day and night. We're going to start at 7 o'clock in the evening. Hopefully it's still light at that point. But I do need to change that because that's obviously not going to work if it can't keep the frame rate in here, because that's I don't know what it is with this building bit as well. That actually is normally worse than the track. Actually, let's risk it because I know that that's normally worse than the track. But we'll take a chance that the track will work. But inside of this garage, it's not working. Sorry, my back is actually killing. Okay, no, that's such a pity because in terms of clarity, that is looking really cool. But that's killed that side. Let's just try and see if I can maybe fix that with a different set of options. So I'm going to pull the... I hate doing it, but I'm going to pull the effects down to mid. No. The effects down to low has that in there. You can see the change in post-processing. So if I put that mid, high, mid, high, we go into the drive screen here, so you can see again. Let me just You'll be able to see the changes better than I will. Actually, I'm gonna go out to the side here. So the post-processing at the moment is on high, and I changed that down to mid. You're not seeing it at the moment, but you can see along the back end there, where you've got the green along the mountain tops or the hills. That changes dramatically. So this is the mid setting, and then on high, that shading just comes in dramatically. The effects are on low at the moment. If I put that to mid, it's mid we can do. If I put that back onto high, no, that's stabled out. That looks about where it was. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with a grid of cars. We'll test it out and see. Okay. So we've got a time multiplier. So the entire daytime should change. So it's 7 o'clock in the evening at the moment. So we should go from this through to sunset, through to the night time. So this is really going to be me learning the track, but it should hopefully give you something to look at in terms of gorgeousness of the lights that this game actually provides. I do have to say, at 170, the sharpness level inside here is that extra level of sharp that it wasn't before. So if they can get the optimizations to work so that you're not getting the same processing issues and really optimize this for VR, that will be great. Like I said, I don't know if they're using VR works as well with this. Oh, I can go higher through there, so I should keep my foot down through there. Start lifting off on the brake. Second or third through there? Second feels fine actually. First. So almost mid there. Second, lifted off a bit on the curb, coming over, and then we want to come down into first for this one across the curb. Yeah. The force feedback feels really good. So that's a third. This is a second. And we are accelerating away through this one. Up to third. And then down all the way to second. For that kind of box corner. Oh, I almost went too far. Too much gas while I was going through the corner. Then we're going to pile on the gas. I've got to stay brave for this next corner. No, not this one. The one after. Second. We see the light changing there. We're at 48 times normal speed for the time lapse. So you can see just how the daylight is changing there. That does look really cool how it does that. You want to brave through that corner, then lift off the gas. A little too early on lifting. No, we could have been braver all the way through there. So I've got to be a lot braver through that set of corners. We're down into first for this one, I think. Yeah, because the RPM was so low there. Second through here. Still be a little bit careful, it looks. Then down to second. Yeah, we can make that with second. And that was okay in the RPM.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
Oh, too late, too late, too late. Need to lift off a little earlier there. I don't think you need to brake, but you need to lift off a little bit, I think, before we get into that brake section. Or I'm just... Oh, too much on the curbs there. That was not nice. That would wreck the suspension. That should have been in first. Never mind. You want to be down into first before that corner. A little bit slower end there. My consistency has a red mark up there. The rest of it was mostly, oh, I need to be braver there. See good day. Night time to come in. So obviously dynamic time of day. Don't know if it's got dynamic weather in the end result. At the moment it's not got the dynamic weather, you just set the weather. But that would be incredibly intense if it had both dynamic time of day and weather. That'd be ridiculous. Especially if it looks really great. Like I say, a lot of optimization is still left to be done here from the early access side. It really is eating power in terms of what it needs to do here. I was way out there. Not quite got the bead on this track yet. Takes quite a while for me to work the track layout into my brain well enough. So this is the one where I've got to be brave. Now braking a little bit. We can brake less than that. I think third was the aim for there. And I could brake later, definitely. Be careful on there because nice turn-in point there. I was a little bit more aggressive. I didn't get such a good line of attack coming out of there, but it may be good to have those options later on when you're in the middle of a race, because when you're in the middle of the race it doesn't always go to the the perfect racing line, you sometimes come out wider and things like that, or you have to brake where there's somebody else that's more on their brakes or slower through a corner than you are, or not being as aggressive. And obviously when you're actually in the middle of a grid of cars, the competitive side does get there. That's the one where I should be braver. Done, and braking off there. Boom, no. There. I came too low again. That's the kind of result that I'm wanting, is that red, orange on the arrows. I want it to be orange as we're going through some of these. I was too aggressive on the brake there. Could have done better, but then maybe the car would have wanted to bite back.
Well done, mate. The fastest step so far.
And oh, that was a little bit too wide. You start to push it gradually. Oh. Okay. We're waiting for the daylight to come as well. We've seen sunset. I want to see the sunrise as well. Oh, too much. Okay. Have I got tyre wear on at the moment? I hope not. Oh! I might need to go in the pits. Haven't shown this yet because I've been so focused inside. You can change the views. If you are one of those people that don't like the steering wheel being there, you can do that. I know one other YouTuber out there who does this amazing mixed reality thing where you can see the real wheel that he's using on there, and he couldn't find that. That's how you find it on mine. It's a triangle button, but it's the change view button. And here we have a helmet on, which this helmet is jiggling around like nobody's business and has cutaway points here. So that's another thing for the VR which really needs to be fixed away. I think they need more flatter assets to make that work so it's stuck to the face and not the... I think they've tried to actually make a 3D helmet and then stick that onto you. Ambitious, but I don't think it works right. Oh, this does look beautiful, doesn't it? Oh, this isn't the way that you really want to drive cars in VR, but it looks gorgeous. Oh, hit. So obviously we have to maintain 50 kilometers per hour down the pit lane. We're right down the end. Very long pit. There we go. Give us some new tyres, please. I can't see the guys in the pit lane. I'm supposed to see them, I thought. We can hear them. They're doing work. Come on. Okay. There we go. And we've got fresh tyres. We've seen that sunrise, that complete cycle of night and day. It really is a nice, smooth transition. We've seen it obviously at 48 times normal speed. Got cold tyres at the minute, so we don't want to push that too much. Get a bit of warmth into them. All the way down to first there. Thought it was going to be one way you can make it in second, but I think you do have to be down in first there. Third across there, then down again into first. Oh, I'm just looking around a bit there. That warmed the back tyres up a bit. Back left has come up to temperature nicely. Third through there, I think, and then down to second. Oh, that was a bit ambitious. We'll get that right, that rear right up a bit. Yeah, temperature increased there. Oh, that wasn't good. Pressure's still low in my front right tyre. The right hand side on this car, on this track, isn't as demanding, it seems. Come on. Couple more degrees and that front left should be up to spec. third through there, down into first. Good turn in, yes. That felt nicer. Oh, that's too much braking there. Still running cold on that tyre on the right front. Both tyres on the front are still relatively cold. And the pressure's off. Oh. Just got to get a good bit of the track into
Alex Hale.
muscle memory.
Hi.
Hey Alex, how you doing? I need to watch out what the time is as well. Do you know what the time is, Alex?
RVR Closet says, Hi Salsa, saw you a live. Sadly I have to go to bed, bud. But thought I swing by to say hi, good night and have a nice stream. Alex
Thank you
Hale
very much, dude.
says, 10:21.
10:21. We're going to do a little bit more because I need to get bed as well, because I need to get up in the morning, work and all that as well. But we're going to go for a little bit more just to see if I can get that. Thanks for dropping by, RVR. If you want to check out some better racing than mine, check out RVR Closet as well. He has a YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing some more different races and challenges with the guys on his Discord.
Alex Hale says, I'm great, what about you?
I'm doing okay. There's obviously some fixes here. Some are working, some I'm like, maybe, maybe not, I don't know. There's still more work to do, but it's encouraging that they have already put out one VR hotfix for where they brought the VR in, and it had some very bad limitations in terms of making it playable in terms of menus and things like that, and UI elements. And they've dealt with some of those, you know, settings elements and things like that that need to be there for people to do stuff. There's other improvements still to come along, but I wasn't expecting them to suddenly have the engine fully optimized and make frame rate soar and all that type of goodies. Hopefully, but it does show some really good encouragement that, number one, on the forum they have a dedicated VR section to the user forums, and they have already shown some commitment to the VR side of racing by immediately putting out hotfixes for the VR community. And a lot more sim racers, I think, are seeing the benefits of VR for racing overall, because the immersion factor just does pull that together for us. And it really is, you know, the type of incredible thing of an experience of, you know, driving a car like this. As you can see, I'm not the best of drivers for these types of things, but being able to drive something like this is amazing because that's way too overbaked. You know, you'd be talking a real lot of money in the real world to be able to drive a car like this. There are very few people in the world that get to drive a car like this in the real world. You know, a full-on GT3 monster like this is not cheap. A Lamborghini isn't cheap anyway. So a GT3 Lamborghini, even more not cheap. So yeah. One of the things I really should watch out for, because there was another streamer who said that they had seen textures along some of the walls loading in as, well, didn't say they had seen, you can see on their stream that they had textures on the walls that were loading in as they were going around. I haven't noticed it yet, but should keep an eye out for that. And it was this track in particular. It wasn't Nürburgring. It was this one that had that. I haven't noticed it, so it may just be that person's setup or that person's computer that doesn't pull in the textures enough. Depending on the card they've got, maybe doesn't have the RAM or something else in there it's quite up to holding the level of textures all in the memory at once. You brave through that.
Says, catch you tomorrow if you're on again.
I may be on tomorrow, I'm not sure. We shall see what is going on tomorrow. I might do something else a little different tomorrow, because I do a variety of different things. But thank you for joining, and certainly come again. And once again, I'm not going to say whatever you do with your monkey is your own business. And I'm sure there's a "that's what she said" moment in there. Or he. I'm wondering what time of day it is again. I want to go through to see that night-day transition in here again, because it does look good, but obviously the driving around this is getting this more and more into muscle memory will help me a bit when I get rid of the guide eventually. First, not second. I think second going into the corner, and then dropping down into first. Oh, and again, I'm over-amping. Have I just changed the wipers? I think I just hit my wipers button. Third there. Second down to first. In. Okay. A left. Another left. Slow down on there. On the second. Yeah, we can take that in second. Don't need to go to first. Brave. Braking point about there. Third across. That's not bad. Hold that. That was too fast. I needed to shift down to second somewhere there. That one's a first through this box, and then we can push it. Watch out for that. That was fun. I felt the back wanting to go there. I've got traction control kind of up on here. Let's turn the traction control a little bit more down. There's the traction control down to 3. We're going to turn the anti-lock brakes is down to 4. See what happens when it's more just me driving it. Actually, let's just stop a bit. Oh, come on. This is one thing there, though. That's better. So we've got traction control off. You can see in there, actually. Let me just... and then we've got ABS. So that's them both off. You can see speed, and we've got lap times, gain, loss, tyres, we've got pressures on the outside, we've got temperatures in the mid, then you've got a few different things there, fuel totals, then we have the same sort of things there but lap and the delta times between different points, speed, RPM, gear, and then we've got, there you can see the pressure and the temperature for the tyres in a different layout there, RPMs, and then again it's similar but in a different form. Right, my tyres are now all cold because I slowed down too much, and the tyre temps and pressures, as you can see, gone down, but now I don't have any of the help of traction control or ABS, so this should be interesting. Oh my god, yeah. I said it'd be interesting. So yeah, the traction control was definitely helping. Cold tyres, let's slowly creep this up. Let's try and keep it nicely behaved. Oh, we can see the sun's going to set now. It looks so pretty. Kirere. Kire. Oh. Koko wa kirei desu ka? Be brave through here. Not too brave at this bit, otherwise it's going to bite my head off. Oh! Yeah, the traction control is definitely off. Bit of a show for the people in the stands. So as daytime has turned into evening and the lights are coming down, Ooh. Too far. Come on. We've got to coax it gently. Oh, that is very active now. Without that traction control in the ABS, this does feel really, really alive. And I love how the interior works with all of this night glow paint and all that. The oh, you hear the tyres squeal more because I don't have the ABS. I locked that up a good bit there, didn't I? Stay off the brakes and the accelerator there, and gentle on there. I should have been going faster through there, but I'm feeling nervous after the last few spin outs. Second gear, that could have been higher third. Then onto the brake to get into first. That's really slow for there. No, that's actually not bad. That's okay. Second through here, but be gingerly with it because I have a feeling that could spit me out the other end. Oh, I locked those brakes up there. Having that ABS off really does feel the differences. The box corner. Oh, too wide. I was a bit too fast into the entrance of that box corner. I'm glad I remembered it's a box corner. That's progress. Oh, you hear the squeal of those tyres being punished. But it does look amazing to see that. Right. I think that's enough of doing that. Let's see if I can actually get the game to work with other cars on the track in these settings. I think it's going to be too much, and it's going to come to a drastic halt for me. But we will see. So we're going to change it from a practice, which I know you guys can't see that, and we're going to do this on a quick race. I'm just going to set the length time to 10 minutes, and then we're going to end the stream on that if that is possible for me to race with these settings in a full grid. So there'll be 16 cars on the grid, including mine, so 15 opponents in total. I'm going to be starting in position 14. The opponent's skill level is 80 and aggressiveness is 80. And we're still with the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. And clear weather, because this car really can bite your head off. The menus and that, I can see that frame rate issue back in. We're going to see, hopefully, that it might stabilize out. I'm just going to give it a minute and see if it's a thing of loading in and stabilizing. But it really does look beautiful apart from this stuttering. So this is obviously early access. Hopefully they will fix out a good amount of that and optimize it with time as we go through, and really pull this together. Come on, stabilize please. I know that these scenes as well are actually a little bit worse than when you're in the actual car. Oh, my back is killing me. Yeah, it's still doing this. We're going to try and start it up, and I'll see if I have to cut down the res or whatever. It's a shame because just looking at the gorgeousness of these cars and everything is awesome. Yeah, we got definite stutters again.
Right, mate. Remember that this is a race session. Watch out, and remember that our target is P10. Repeat, position 10.
My traction control and my ABS has come back up to 6 as well, because that's what it's set up in menus. So I'm thankful for that, because
Green light, go, go, go.
otherwise I would be in trouble. Yeah, that's far too jittery. That's going to cause me some serious issues. Oh, right. Straight away, we have to change that, because that is just right off. So I'm at a resolution scale of 170 at the moment. We're going to try and back that down to 160. Apply that in. It doesn't apply instantly, I don't think, when you change that resolution scale. So if I do continue now, it's not going to change it there. It's also a case of... oh yeah, by the way, you can start the car, so you've got like a button to start and stop. And I can turn the main and then starts on. There's also another button that was for lights, so that's my beam setting, but and I didn't set the wipers up. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to see if I just do restart, if that does actually apply the different setting. No, I have to do quit out of that menu, so we're going to go quit, come back to here, then load back in, and then that should pull my resolution setting down. Hopefully. We've still got jutters that happen in here. Start a race, and hopefully that might fix the jutters, otherwise I've got to go back down again, which I seem to be getting away with, like the 150. As you can see, it's juttering really bad again. Just going to try again, actually, something. Before, it was doing this, and I just went into here and literally went, right, okay. Effects, mid, post-processing. I've just turned the post-processing down to mid there. You can see the effects of post-processing in effect. That's low. That's high. That's a huge mid. That's high. The high, you don't really see the thing of that, I think, in the where's the sun? I don't think you see the colour change in the bright light as much. Okay, I've just changed the effects processing up and down, and that seems to have stabilized. A bit more, not totally. Let's see. Quick experiments while we can.
Alright, this is a long race session. Watch out and remember that our target is B10. Repeat, position 10.
Maybe another quick experiment here with that. We'll see.
Green light, give it all you can.
Into the box corner, and I got it wrong. Oh, wow. Since that happened, let's just quit out a second. I'm going to change the setting up a sec. Oh, what's going on? We have a crash. It has indeed crashed. Ah, and it's back. Okay. Not sure what happened there, but I'm going to try something that's very, very ill-advised. I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. This should really look bad, but I just want to try an experiment and see what happens. As you can see, that is looking everywhere bad. That's just bad. That's very wrong, because that's just like a odd flutter. It's a shame, because if it was stable, it would look gorgeous. Alright. Now when I turn that effects. Okay, now that was at the resolution scale of 200. I've turned the effects and the post-processing down, and that's viewable again without as much of a jutter, though the asynchronous is maybe coming in a bit. Put that to mid. It's not got the jutter like it had. We're going to put post-processing on mid, and that doesn't have the jutter. I'm going to put the post-processing up to high, and again we don't have the same jutter. There's a little bit of artifacting or something in the asynchronous space warp. High for the effects as well, and again that's taking it, that's doing it. I'm going to be really cheeky. I'm going to push the view distance up from mid, and that's taking it. Take the view distance and put it at epic. So the view distance is at epic and no jutter. I'm going to put the shadows on mid. Now the frame rate is definitely suffering a good bit there. Put that back to low. Okay, let's see what happens when I get in the car with these settings. Okay, that frame rate is stuttering a bit.
Here we go. Remember that the race is long. Our target is B10. Repeat, B10.
I don't think it's feeling as smooth. There's definitely, yeah, there's dropping of frames there.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Almost livable. Still jumpy. Oh, someone went out. Oh, he nudged me. Someone trying to cut across my racing line. So the frame rate I can feel has definitely got a little bit worse. It's not quite as smooth. Which I was expecting it to be worse than this actually. So it shows there is, if they can get more optimized, there might be something there. I think there's something definitely with their loading, because I not only took some settings back up to what they were, I have actually pushed them even further. Let's just quickly change something here. So I'm going to pull the view distance down, because I think the view distance of Epic is actually really a lot, and I haven't needed it. So I'm looking down here. I can't see because I've got the thing there, so I'm like there. See, between mid and Epic, I didn't see a difference in the view distance there. That looks the same to me. But that may help the, hopefully help the frame rate. Let's see what that does. If that feels okay. I know I don't have an FPS counter up today, like I did the other day.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
No, it hasn't made really a lick of difference to the frame rate there. It's still suffering a bit. Into that box corner. Second gear gradually on the power coming up. Got to be braver through this sort of next sections. Right, so this next bit where I keep on forgetting I need to be brave. And off. Into the third, and then all the way down to first. Oh, that was much nicer. I could play this like this. A lot of people will find the frame rate at the moment rather unacceptable for VR.
This has been your personal best.
I could play it though, because I'm not that good and I'm not in full-on competition. But it would be very nice if they do get to optimize this a lot more. If they can optimize this engine to get this whole thing working nicely, like so even at these settings, if you know, with a card like I've got, to be able to push that up more would be great. I don't know what that'll take. If they're going to also be nice to see them apply some of the deep learning super sampling into this as well. I know there's the RTX stuff coming for the I wasn't brave enough through there, I should have been, and now we're on it. Third through and
We are
down.
halfway through, not over yet.
Thank you. Into that second, but I'm not going to push it too hard. Now we can push. Down into second there, down to first, and push out. On the curb a little bit more than I'd like there, and we got to back off there again. Get the draft, and we're going to just be brave on this next section. But we was blocked. Third, all the way down into first. Does look spectacular as a game though. It's got such promise, this game. Like I say, it's just the optimization issues, I think. Optimization issues and content. If they can work through all of the optimization issues, put the polish on the UI, what's happening with the UI and the overlays and stuff like that, so you guys can see the overlays as well, for the menus, for streaming and whatever else. Then this will be fantastic as a game, I feel. Already the AI is definitely looking good. The feel of the wheel mechanics and the car mechanics is definitely excellent. I almost got pushed out there. Okay. The briefest of moment in this final gear. No. I'm glad I don't have damage turned on. That's a shame I got too confident there. Oh, that's such a shame. It was going so well.
Robinson.
Oh, that was lovely.
Greetings from those Bermuda Islands. Smiling face with sunglasses. Thumbs up, medium light skin tone.
Hey, how you doing out in Bermuda? You're catching quite near the end of the stream, I'm afraid, but it's good to have you here regardless. And I'm spinning out again. Ooh. That was a shot. Oh, wow.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
No, I've lost it on the final lap. Oh, typical. I've lost on the final lap. I was doing so well. Oh well, these things happen. Just to catch you up on the situation, and everybody else who's just maybe skipped ahead, because I think it's been a fair old stream. Basically, the hotfix came in yesterday. I didn't get to play it yesterday. I was doing some other things, and today I've kind of been testing a couple of my things out, see what works, what doesn't. I've actually pushed my settings up a lot at the moment. As you can see, the frame rate is actually skipping a bit here, which is unfortunate.
Alright, checkered flag, good job, you did the best you could. I'll bring the car back.
It's still kind of workable though. That's such a shame.
Norman Robinson says,
I see that Kunos has released a VR hotfix. Is it any good now? Thinking face.
It's not the optimizations that you might be thinking as a hotfix. It's some of the other workable situations, like getting keyboard support back in. I'll just sort of like thing through. Where's my thing gone? There it is. Basically, it's things like they've put basically the basic keyboard controls for the UI, so you can use the up, down, and all of that, and enter and stuff. So you can use the keyboard there. They've fixed some camera scaling that made 6 degrees of freedom feel like it wasn't working correctly, apart from in that garage bit where it's still not working correctly. The loading garage, you know, they really needed to pull us out of that corner and away from the garage doors and stuff like that. There's some other stuff which I can't really make out. Though the notes are written in English, I think it's a more of an auto translation a little bit, but it does show some good faith, obviously, for the VR community, that they made the hot fixes as fast as they can to make it more usable and playable straight from the off. Things like fixed the HUD not updating the electronics values after setup. So you can go into the menus and do your car setups now, and it will relate back to what you see on the LCD screens, the live LCD screens of the cars, because before you would set your values for your traction control and your brake bias or anything like that, and it wasn't updating like your brake bias and your traction control and your ABS settings on your car's LCD screens, so you wouldn't know what was going there. They've fixed some other stuff for when some things load in. Fast rolling start is now the default for every realism preset, apparently. I wasn't aware of that. They've also actually, one thing that's very good they have fixed is a problem that I had with the AI before, where if you're driving in wet conditions, the cars, some of the AI cars, what they'll do is they'll go really slow at some very odd points, and apparently the AIs were going really slow because they thought that there was puddles there that weren't, so the wrong detection of puddles or whatever in the road that would cause them to go out, and they slow down to nothing, and then as soon as they get past that puddle they'd speed up for the corner. So they've fixed that, so now the AI is now working in the wet as you'd expect the AI to work, which is being really good. As an AI in general, this game seems to have the AI done well. Though I've had a couple of minor little tiffs with a couple of the AI cars. Hey, these things happen. What else? There's some things to do with some of the special effects, like flames and sparks that weren't rendered to different cameras or different points there. They say they fixed offset values not refreshing when the camera is changed while in view settings page. I don't know how they're doing there. One thing I'll show you, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'll show you one thing that's a little bit weird though. As you can see, I've got some frame issues because I've set some options up rather high here, so I'm not sure if this is going to wreck it or not. I've got a resolution scale of 200 at the moment, which is obviously very high. I'm going to hit the restart, and we're going to see if it's going to be really bad again like it was before. But basically, no, it's still stable at the moment. See, if I was to actually come out, I want to demonstrate this. So if I press quit here, and we'll come back into the main garage. I have a little drink left. Right, and you can see immediately the frame rate goes to hell. We have juttering. I'm going to start that race up again, time, day. This is a weird thing as well, actually. It's now increased the time of the day accordingly. So I think whenever you have a quick race, it goes through the time-day cycle. When you come to the next race, it'll actually be progressed through the day. So your next quick race will actually be after the race you've just had. So that's kind of interesting. Right. Could make for quite a good thing, or it could be annoying. I'm not sure which way I'd go on that. That's obviously not 8 in the evening, so that's a thing. But you can see here, I've got some extreme frame jutter issues. Now, what I'm going to just do is I've got, like I said, the resolution scale setting set at 200. In my options, I'm just going to literally go to my video options. I'm going to turn the effects down to low, and I'm going to turn the post-processing down to low, And suddenly, I don't have that jutter. Now, let's really think it. If I turn that's the textures down to low. Now I'm going to put the textures back up. The processing back up to high again. You could really see the change in the light there. That's what I mean about the difference between, well, let's put it this way. That's low. That's the off. Now if I put that on high, everything just takes on the tones that I would expect to look more lifelike. And I'm going to put the effects back to high. And you can see me doing this, and I don't have that same jutter. I've still got some issues there, like a little bit of a frame rate thing. But nothing like what I did have. I can't push the shadows up to mid in this, because if I do, that's still, well, we're going to try and race it actually. That's looking okay. We'll see if I can push the shadows up to mid as well, because they do add a nice bit of depth. So now, yeah, that's some frame rate issue.
Alright, remember, the race is
We'll see if it
Watch out for
stabilizes.
traffic, and remember our target is B10. Repeat, B10.
I'm not going to do the full race, but I just wanted to show as a demonstration. See, yeah, I've definitely got some frame issues
Right,
there.
here we go. Go, go, go.
It's almost manageable. A little bit more optimization and would be good. But watch out for this box corner.
Norman Robinson says,
Okay, this sounds like good progress. Thumbs up, light skin tone.
Yeah, I'm just hopeful, like I say, that they can get the optimizations down well enough, and if they can optimize it, but there's something else going on, obviously in their loads or their pipelines or whatever, where me just changing stuff down like that has allowed it to go from completely unplayable to I can handle it because I've got VR legs enough to handle a bit of a frame skip here and there, but it's not acceptable for full-on game yet. But for early access, that's not bad. And like I say, it shows a very good show of faith there that they put out a hotfix for VR in the first place. I'm very appreciative of them doing that. That shows that they do want to give something there to the VR community and make this a success on that level. And that shows a lot of promise, I think, for the future, hopefully, if they can get that optimization right. And I'm hoping that they can bring something more of the more unique features of the RTX series of cards into play for myself, but obviously for everybody else they can optimize down the line. But with the higher level of stuff, I do hope they can bring some of like VR Works or the deep learning super sampling into play would be excellent. I think that would maybe be a wonderful bonus if that can work in VR properly. But VR Works is supposed to do other stuff as well, so which In-Depth is supposed to be using VR works, and oh. That was a shame. That was dramatic. Right, I'm not going to do the full 20 minutes. I don't have the time to go through the full 20 minutes that this lap would be. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. And I mean, look at that. If you watch this back, you'll also see I've done day to night to day progressions with the changing light and everything else like that. It does look pretty spectacular.
Norman Robinson says,
At Joao Vitor Pimentel Costa, how are you doing? Thumbs up, light skin tone. Thumbs up, light skin tone.
Okay. But yeah, it does have such potential. It's all, I think, very heavily dependent on how well they can optimize this.
Norman Robinson says,
I think IW.
Was that, I think you do believe? Or don't believe? I'm not sure. Unfortunately, my dash broke earlier today and wouldn't let me have my chat window. But I will check that in a moment because, like I say, it's so addicting, isn't it? I do have to stop because let's show you some of the other views. Of course, we've got this view here without the windscreen, the wheel and the driver. There is another guy actually out there, another streamer who's I think he's German, right? And he has a mixed reality setup for VR cars. He matches his real steering wheel in and everything, so he'll look around as he does. You'll see his actual hands in there using his physical wheel and setup and amazing stuff.
I should now try to finish the installation of the new update and try my Samsung Odyssey with ACC now. Winking face, okay hand.
Great. But yeah, so watch out for that. If you've got the really bad stutters in the beginning, I think you're going to be pushing your system to a limit there. But changing the textures and the post-processing around in the menus seems to stabilize that out for some reason. But like I say, I've really got this pushed. I don't think in general it's pushed a little bit too high, but you could maybe get that a little bit lower where it is stuttering just a tiny touch and then figure out from there. But still, the aim would be to get that 45 with asynchronous spacewalk and to get that running smooth. The helmet thing, they've still got to do something with this helmet, because this 3D helmet where it's cutting and you can see the cuts in the
Norman
headset
Robinson says,
isn't working.
I know HT to flow the guys.
This of course is behind it. Let's get this to spit a bit. I wanted it to spit a bit, but it's not. It's a shame. did spit some flames out the back a minute ago. That does look amazing though. Not exactly what you want to be doing in VR, but... Oh, there was the spits. And then we have that. You can see that
Norman
into
Robinson
the air scoop
says,
there.
The guy crashed from RTA Motorsports as he has a Samsung Odyssey and tried ACC with it.
Oh yeah. The other thing with the ACC, of course, is you've got to be careful with the resolution on that, because the Samsung Odyssey, which we can't get over here, by the way, which is a bit annoying. Hey, look, there's my driver. He's not wearing a helmet. That's very bad of him. I'm being lapped. But, that's kind of cool. They've gone to some serious detail in here. They really have gone to some serious lengths to put detail in this. Right.
Norman Robinson says,
This car sounds absolutely crazy. Face screaming in fear.
It is a nuts car. I'll tell you what. I'll turn the traction control off. There's my traction control off, and here's the ABS off. And you see me going around a bit. My tyres are a bit cold now.
Is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Norman Robinson says,
I love this screaming demon. Winking face, thumbs up, light skin tone.
Yeah. Oh, got to be so careful with the accelerator now. You can hear the brakes lock up properly there.
Alright, the race is over. Good job, mate. You did your best. Bring it back to the
Watch
pits.
this. Okay, we're finished with the crash into the barriers and the sunlight. And you've got all that dust coming up as well. That just looks amazing. So yeah, right, I'm gonna... Ooh. Finish the stream here, unfortunately. Yeah. Where's that gone? Yeah. Yeah, definitely, sorry, I'm just reading your stuff back. Yeah, I think with the Samsung Odyssey, of course, you have to be a lot more careful about your resolution setting, because the native resolution of your headset is a lot higher. So keep that down maybe, and make sure and aim for that 45 FPS. And if you do have the extreme stutters, like I said, maybe that trick that I just did with changing the things in menus may help you out there. It's not a great permanent solution. This is early access, and maybe they do that.
One last question. Is the crew chief in game or out? Thinking face.
I don't know at this stage, because it's all the single player stuff, and it's like the quick stuff. They do have some predefined setups and stuff, but I don't know about more the career mode side of things. So I can't answer that one yet because it's not there yet. I think that type of stuff will come along in the later updates. So if you take a look on the Assetto Corsa website, it will be on their roadmap, probably. So at the moment, the stage that we're on is release 2. So if you're planning on getting this game anyway, if you know that you're going to get it anyway, you want to get it before the 14th of November, because on the 14th of November, the early access price increases. So you do obviously take a risk, but at the moment, the price is €25. So this is release 2. Release 3 is the 14th of November, so that's going to be the next big update for the game. And they're going to be adding a BMW M6 GT3, and the track that will be added to that is going to be Circuit de Paul Richard, or Ricard even. And they will also release a endurance 3-hour or 6-hour, and they will introduce the basic multiplayer. They will also be introducing, you know, the full pit stop. So we've got basic pit stop at the moment, and they're going to be putting more in there. They're also doing, so at the moment they've also put performance rating and safety rating. They're going to put behavioural data analysis into the next release as well, but that's when the price will go up. I don't know about, like I say, the crew chief, but that's going to happen. Then we're going to have release 4, which is going to be December 12th. And that's going to add a Ferrari 448 GT3, the Hungaroring is going to be added, spectator mode will be added, and they're going to be driver category and overall rating. Then it's going to be release 5 is going to be January 16th, 2019. The price will increase again up to 45 euros, so it's 25 euros at the moment. By January it's going to be 45 euros, and they will be adding a Emily Frey Jaguar G3, and the track that's going to come with that one is going to be Zolder. I hear Zolder said a lot as a track on iRacing, and they're going to have multiplayer enhanced on that, and then it's going to be system fine-tuning. So hopefully that'll be much more optimization coming along in that. Then the next release after Jan 16th is going to be February 13th, which they're going to add the Honda Acura
Norman
NSX
Robinson
GT3.
says,
Sorry, not sure if I missed it, but when will the RTX ray tracing bits be added?
They haven't put it in the roadmap. I think it's going to be more system fine-tuning, so they've just put system fine-tuning. So we can't say on that yet. But I think it's going to be along the more final stages of the system fine-tuning. So release 6 was going to be Feb 13th, and like I say, they're going to have the Honda NSX GT3, and that will add the Monza Nari circuit, and there will be live special events, and it'll be more system tuning. And then the full game will be available in the first quarter of 2019, probably January, February, March, April. So I'd say probably first quarter to second quarter of the year, and it'll be purchasable on Steam, but that will be at the full price, which I'm not sure what it'll be, but I'm guessing they're looking at the 45 to 50 euro mark. And basically after the full game release, it's going to have all of the Blancpain, or however you pronounce that GT series. I'm not sure on how the pronunciation, I'm terrible in that. We'll have all of the series cars, the teams, and all of the circuits. And there will be a career, championship, single player, and multiplayer. The complete rating and matchmaking system will be in effect from then on. And any purchase of the early access versions, the release 1 version of course is included, and the 2019 season will be coming as a free update in the summer of 2019 for those. So that's all
Norman Robinson
kind of happening.
says,
That's nearly 75 United States dollars for the completed version.
Yeah. Not cheap, but that's the way that Sims go. Comparatively speaking, if that's going to be a competitor to something else, that's the way they need to go on making money, I guess. But we'll see. One of the other reasons why I'm buying this early is I get it cheap. It is a risk over what the game is going to be, but at this point, if it doesn't turn out well, I can go, oh, well, it was 25 euros. But I've got good hopes for this. It's literally if they can get the optimizations down to make this work well in terms of the FPS and stability. Right, but on that note, I'm going to have to say good night to all. Where's the thing? There's the thing. So yes, it's good night from me. Thank you all for joining. Quick reminders, if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm nearly at 500 subscribers, and when we hit 500 subscribers, I will be launching a giveaway, which will be for there's two physical copies of the Resistance for PSVR. I know not everybody watching has a PSVR, but there's a majority of PSVR users out there. So I might also look at, say, maybe a Steam game in addition for those who don't have a PSVR in my subs lists. So I may put another thing out there as a in the giveaway as well. We'll have to see. Maybe it might be something on Steam, possibly. We'll have a look at that as it happens, but once I get over that 500, which we're around 490 odd subs at the moment, I believe. So, yeah, if you're not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe, which will be, if you're watching this back in non-live, there's going to be a subscribe button like that way, over there. And there's going to be a video like up there, and there's going to be another one up over there. But for me, keep racing.